at the perfect timing. We live in the world of technology, and technology is starting to cause fear in people of, are we going to have a job? What is our careers going to look like? Are people just going to go to AI to get an analysis or a CMA on a property? And reality is, guys, the public, people, they still need people. They still need us. Taxi was taken over by Uber. Hotels were affected by VRBOs, Airbnbs. They still have a human factor involved. So just because we live in a world of technology that may make your life easier, now more than ever do you need to connect with people. Do you need to have a team like this up here that says, we're talking with each other to make your life easier, to make your client's experience better. That's the benefit of having this group up here. That's the benefit of having these quarterly events. I have always said networking is one of the best things you can do. You need to know your fellow agents sitting beside you because they're going to be across the table from you one day, and you need to know what makes them tick. So there's one thing when it comes to networking that's really good, but the other thing with what they're doing here is the mastermind groups. That next quarter event, sitting at a table with your peers, being able to bounce off problems and ideas, that's where the big things happen. So it's very important that you continue to surround yourself with people because our consumers need us. They need people. Don't forget that. That's why we will always exist. Now let me give you a couple of updates on what's going on that a lot of you are dealing with on a regular basis right now. The contracts have just changed. Again. Okay? Someone sues someone and we have to add a paragraph, okay? It's all for your protection, even though it's an absolute headache and sometimes a nightmare. But what they just did on our contracts, one of my good friends, Amanda and Arilee, said to me last night, you realize this is just the other side of the puzzle from 2024? 2024 was chaotic. A lot changed. And when they changed the contracts, they really didn't have their finger on exactly what needed to change on those contracts. We just slapped a Band-Aid on it because we had to deal with it at that moment. Well, now we've worked on that wound for the last year and a half, 2 years, and that's where these changes in the contract are coming from. It is the solution to the 2024 problem. We've just had a Band-Aid on it. So I need you to embrace these contracts. I know you're tired of it. I know you're tired of the changes. But guys, that is our number one job in real estate, is to protect our consumers. And if you just throw your hands up because you're tired of it, that's where things start to drop. That's where you start to lose human connection. That's where you become a robot, and then they want to know why they're paying you $50,000 because you're like everybody else. Knock the dust off. Get rid of the aggravation. Kick, scream, that's fine, have your tantrum. But get back on the horse and learn the other side of the puzzle that we started in 2024. Now, the last piece I'm going to give you update-wise, and then I will pass the torch to Terry. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, I'm not sure. But we'll pass the torch. A lot of you know, and we won't go into this a lot, but I was granted the author of South Carolina for all real estate curriculum for the next 7 years. So I have been working hard on writing your curriculum courses, your core courses, your CEs, and all of that since September 1st of 2025. And here's the thing with continuing education, guys. I know you have a mindset of, I gotta go do 10 hours. I also had that mindset when I was in your shoes because it was a waste of my time. We're making a difference. We're going to change that. I now have control of what you get to learn over the next 7 years, and I hear you. You call us, you call my office, you tell me what your problems are, you tell me about the lawsuits. We're going to plug that right into your continuing education so that you don't dread it. that it actually helps you. It elevates you. Do you see that, Stephanie? It elevates you. I just needed to toot my own horn for a second on that one. So one of the major changes that we've done at the state, at the commission, is you are no longer going to have core courses named something weird, like legal hot tips, or when in doubt, disclose, disclose, disclose. It's not going to be all this every 2 years the name changes. We are now going to be consistent that the core course is going to be called Residential Core Course 2026-2028, so that you know what you're taking and you know what you have to take and there's no question. Okay? I know that sounds minor, but that's super exciting for my geeky self, okay? The next thing is we now have a commercial core course. First time ever. So you're going to be allowed in 2026, July 1st, 2026 will start the new cycle. Okay, so if you renew in 27, this pertains to you. You have a choice of taking either residential core or commercial core. Either one are going to count towards your core. It depends on your focus. Okay? Now, guys, remember that your core course is based on law, so it's still the same law. It's just how does that law pertain to your practice? And forever, commercial agents have not been able to relate to our core courses. So now they will have something for themselves. Okay, so those are two major changes. You will still have your BIC updates. For those of you who are BICs, you're still going to have your electives. And you all know if you're a member of NAR or CCAR or SCR, you have to have 2.5 hours of ethics and 2 hours of fair housing. And that is every 3 years. And that deadline is up December 31st, 2027. Okay, so what we've done at the school is when I wrote the ethics and the fair housing course, we double dipped it. Most of y'all know this. You take our ethics, you take our fair housing, it counts towards the state requirements, it counts towards NAR requirements, and you are double dipping, killing 2 birds with one stone. If you do any of our North Carolina courses, it's a triple dip. So our North Carolina courses will also count towards South Carolina courses and your NAR, okay? So if you are one of those North Carolina people that needs CE, DM me, okay? Direct message me so that I can make sure you're taking the right things and not too much or think something's counting that doesn't, okay? All right. I know that this business is challenging. I know that things change. There are statistics out there. You can write this down. I'm going to give you 2 things that are going to help benefit your business. Every 18 months, 50% of the information in real estate changes. Every 18 months, 50% of everything in real estate changes. You guys are used to change. You are. Sometimes you get exhausted with it, but I need you to know that's the rest of this career. It's not going to just stop changing. You got to keep up with it, and that's the value you bring to the table. There are 4 things, and this ties back to Elevate and what's going on here today. There are 4 steps to your business. 4 steps. Write this down. Number 1 is education, and I'm not talking about Pinnacle Real Estate Academy education, but number 1 is education. You are to educate your consumers. And when you educate your consumers, it builds step number 2, which is trust. Step number 2, which is trust. Guys, trust is the number 1 reason people hire you. The number 1 reason. And the number 1 reason that they trust you is because you educated them. That's why education comes first. Educate the consumer. Number 2, it builds trust. Number 3, give them customer service. And I'm going to tell you, customer service has gone by the wayside, so you can just halfway give them customer service and they're going to be shocked. So if you give them full customer service, it's going to blow their minds. And then step number 4 is repeat business. It really comes down to being that simple. If you follow those 4 steps in your career, in 7 years, you won't have to pick up the phone and call anybody. They're going to call you. You're going to sit back. They're going to refer everyone you know. Because you built relationships through education, trust, customer service, and they can't imagine anyone they love going anywhere else. Focus on that. The noise of this world, the technology, the checklist that you have bogs you down, and you lose the actual focus of what makes this industry tick. And it's you, and it's people, and it's connections.